So I'm sitting with Myles McGovern, the CEO of NanoStech, and I'm looking forward to this conversation. We're at the Global Energy Show, and it gets overwhelmed. It's all oil, gas talk, and of course, a lot of these things are related. But sometimes we forget about the technologies that go in and cleaning up our extraction and becoming, improving efficiency, and of course, reducing the emissions footprint. And Myles has some interesting technology that you guys have been bringing forth in this show with technology, I guess, for subsurface oil and gas extraction. Can you kind of expand on that?
Sure. I really appreciate the opportunity to chat with you about this. It's our whole focus is using chemistry, what I call green chemistry. So using catalyst technology. So what we're able to do in catalysts, the fundamental thing about them is you're able to target a very specific molecular reaction. And in doing so, I can separate one molecule from three others and keep them separate and so forth. And I can target and have it being very active, and it's extremely energy efficient. So sometimes we generate our own heat and energy from that reaction. And so therefore, it's also very environmentally friendly. And we target what we do is use these catalysts. So for instance, in different applications across decarbonizing the energy sector, if you will, we have them for fossil fuels. So where we actually inject these nanoparticles, which form a catalyst and into a SAGD operation. And within that operation, you create what we call a fixed bed reactor. And we're upgrading heavy oil to a medium oil in situ. So before it's even extracted out of the ground, we upgrade that. And the benefits are you're reducing your SOR, your steam to oil ratio, or your emissions by 35 to 40%. And you're improving the quality of the oil so you can extract more of it quicker, and it's a higher quality, which further means you don't need to have diluent in it when you go to ship it through the pipeline. So, as Carney and people are talking about, hey, we want to ship to, broader markets, and we want to be able to do this with decarbonized barrels of oil.
Yeah, so just to kind of explain to some people further if they're not as familiar with it. So, we get the heavy oil deposits in northern Alberta. There's the conventional open pit mining. SAGD is a steam-assisted gravity drainage, correct?
Yes.
And so what that is it's an energy-intensive means of extracting the oil. We're not mining, but they're injecting steam down there to heat the oil, change the consistency so they can bring it to the surface and then utilize it. So you're talking in a sense of doing some of that processing subsurface before it even comes up, and then it will reduce all of the energy required to heat that steam and pump it downwards.
Correct. So we're using the chemicals. So not that different than the chemicals that a refiner would take to, once he gets that oil or the bitumen, and turn it into a fuel. Mm-hmm. Our goal isn't to turn it into a fuel. It's to turn it into a higher quality oil.
Yeah, bringing it up a level
exactly.
in the
so that it opens up additional markets, but also significantly reduces the amount of steam required to extract it. So cutting emissions right out of the gate.
Yeah, and something that's been celebrated by the energy sector, but they often don't seem to get credit for it, is the emissions for oil production have come down dramatically per barrel in Alberta over the last 10, 20 years. The efforts have had success, and then we can go further potentially through efforts like yours. Has this been brought into any application yet?
We are in the process of implementing it with one of the major producers here in Alberta. Well, actually two of them. So are working on the initial implementation, and our expectation, it is a project that is funded by ERA, so Emissions Reduction Alberta is a participant in this project, along with SDTC, the Scientific Development Technology Group. And our expectation is really to actually elevate this as one of those projects that the federal government's saying put forward more projects with decarbonized, ventures. And so we believe this could be a very nice fit in that area.
Great, and I appreciate that. As I said, with this show, I mean, it's a good time for people to network and exchange these ideas, these different processes, and just to remind people outside of the industry, like there's ongoing efforts to reduce the impact of oil and gas production.
100%.
And we're getting there.
We're getting there, and I think that decarbonization even carries across. Our team was published in the Journal of Science last year for having a catalyst that would be most likely successful in converting CO2 to CO. So to take CO2 and convert it into a syngas, and which is a significant breakthrough. So once you've even captured that other CO2 that you are producing, so rather than sticking it into the ground, to turn it into a synthetic gas for part of that circular economy that they can actually run it to run the equipment and so forth.
Oh, that's excellent. I appreciate you bringing that up, and it's just yet another of the things, the innovations that are coming out. Where can people find more information on what you guys are doing, and to reach out to your company if they're interested?
Yeah, Nanos Tech. So our company's website is nanos.tech, and happy to. You can find us through there or on LinkedIn, and be able to share more information. And expose more as we disclose all the partners and what's happening.
Well, I appreciate you coming to share some of that with us and the work you guys are doing. Remind people we're getting better all the time.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate your time, Corey.
Excellent. Thank you.
Great.
Good.